Right now at 10, a historic verdict. Area voters weigh in on the outcome of former President Trump's criminal trial.
And the town of Campbell set to begin a $500,000 project to monitor the spread of PFAS underground.
Plus, riding with the mayor, Mitch Reynolds biked with the community to promote La Crosse's bikeability.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
Former President Donald Trump has been found guilty of 34 felonies in his New York hush money trial. He is now the first former president in U.S. history to be convicted of a crime.
Jeremy Wall spoke to La Crosse area voters after the verdict. Jeremy, what are people saying?
Well, Emily, people who don't support the former president are glad he's convicted, but his supporters have other thoughts. After a 6-week trial, Donald Trump supporters say a guilty verdict is a sign of things to come.
I think it's a scam. I think our judicial system is going down the hole, and I think if we don't fight back and stop this pretty soon, we're all going to be in trouble.
If you watched any part of it, then it was just a kind of a sham thing. I mean, they wouldn't change the venue. He wasn't going to get a fair shake in New York. Most people know that. So this is anything unexpected.
The jury found that Trump illegally falsified business records to cover up a payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 election. Margie Krogman says the justice system played out how it's supposed to.
I'm grateful that our legal system is working, and I'm interested to see how it plays out in the election.
Others are also pleased with the verdict, but think it's unfair that Trump can still run for office after conviction.
Well, I think that shows a rather serious flaw in the political system. Something's amiss, right, that this can happen.
Guys, Trump's sentencing will be on July 11th, just 4 days before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. His legal team plans to appeal. Ken and Emily?
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
The town of Campbell will drill 3 Sentinel wells at its town hall to monitor the flow of PFAS contamination. A shallow aquifer is currently contaminated with PFAS, but the Mount Simon aquifer below it is clean. So 1 Sentinel well will go into the contaminated aquifer, and the other 2 will go into different depths in the clean aquifer. The wells will gauge how quickly PFAS are spreading. They'll also be able to tell just how strong the layer of rock is between the 2 aquifers. Town of Campbell Supervisor Lee Donahue says if the wells show PFAS are on the move, it could help neighbors like La Crosse, Onalaska, Bryce Prairie, and more to get proactive.
Having a heads up that it's moving in your direction, and this is the rate of how quickly it's moving, can potentially help those communities say, okay, what can we do now?
La Crosse County is covering the $500,000 cost of the project. The wells will take 2 to 3 weeks to dig, and then officials can test them as often as they need. Drilling is expected to begin Monday.
The Onalaska teen accused of armed robbery has accepted a diversion agreement. According to the criminal complaint, then 17-year-old Ephraim Coe strangled and fired a gun at his drug dealer last year. Coe will now plead guilty to felony charges of false imprisonment and criminal damage to property. And in exchange, another charge was dropped but read in. If he follows the terms for an 18-month probation, the false imprisonment and criminal damage to property felonies will be expunged. His armed robbery with use of force charge will be diverted until his probation is over. Now, if he violates probation, he'll face almost 50 years in jail.
The man who allegedly shot at someone after losing a fight outside a Winona apartment complex is sentenced to 3 years in jail. According to the criminal complaint, back in March, 20-year-old Jaden Jesse was in a fight, and after appearing to lose, he fired 2 rounds at his opponent. Today, Jesse pled guilty to a felony charge of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. In exchange, 2 other charges were dropped in a plea deal.
Police in Rice Lake are still searching for a missing woman. 39-year-old Melissa Davis was last seen on May 13th near Allen Street and Main Street in Rice Lake. Police say her family hasn't had any contact with her since then. Davis is 5'4" with brown hair and hazel eyes. Rice Lake PD is asking anyone with information on her whereabouts to contact them at the number on your screen.
The La Crosse County Health Department is warning against swimming in Neshonoc Lake. The department has been testing county beaches for the upcoming summer season, and those tests are showing a significant amount of E. coli at the Neshonoc Lake campground. It is not high enough to close the campground, but it is high enough that warning signs will be instituted. All other beaches, though, are well below the warning threshold.
Well, another lovely sunny day today, 2 days in a row, but it looks like we do have some clouds rolling through tomorrow morning, Greg.
Yeah, we got showers coming into focus here for some areas, but if you thought it felt like it should be, well, you're probably pretty correct because today's temperatures were right where we should be, about a degree or two above average or below average. So that's good news. It will change a little bit tomorrow, but if you wake up, it's still going to be dry here. Cloud cover will still be in the increase throughout the morning commute. We might see a shower get close, but I think a lot of that will stay west of La Crosse through about noon. More clouds tomorrow than we've had sun today. Eau Claire, a different story. They're going to get pretty close to the morning commute, but I think it'll be after 8. We'll start seeing showers. If you're heading west of 994, you'll start picking up that more as you go towards Minneapolis. There's your system right now. It looks like it's progressing east. So unfortunately, it's going to stall out just to our west and then kind of fall apart, but that's going to be the focus, and eventually a system further south too will be the focus for showers and storms, but it won't come really until tomorrow afternoon for most areas. As you see, it's struggling overnight. The good news is you're going to wake up, it's going to be at least warmer out than it was this morning, but those showers just start getting close to Eau Claire by 6 a.m. Then we're going to see more, so we'll kind of break down if you're going to have a wet noon or a wet evening commute, what it looks like for the track meet going into Saturday, and what the rest of the weekend looks like a bit later in the forecast. But
all right.
Not the forecast, the broadcast.
Yeah.
I should say.
We know what you meant.
Yeah.
This is like an everyday thing between us.
Exactly.
Thank you, Greg.
A project to improve safety on Wisconsin Highway 16 in Sparta begins Monday. Governor Evers today signed off on just over $300,000 for the DOT to work on the stretch between the east junction of Hamlet Avenue and Alpine Drive. Crews will add a two-way left turn lane and seal coat on 16, plus a right turn lane at the Hamlet Avenue intersection. Hamlet will be closed during that right turn lane construction. The project is set to finish by late June.
The food delivery business Yellow, formerly known as Schwan's, is laying off several employees in western Wisconsin. Yellow has filed a notification letter to Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development, and it says 32 Wisconsin positions are being cut as part of nationwide layoffs. The company intends to cut 9 positions in Eau Claire and 8 in Rice Lake. Those employees will be paid through July 27th.
The American Red Cross says they are in critical need of blood donations. Red Cross officials say over the past month, they have 20,000 fewer donations than required to maintain national blood supply. The shortage is due to an increase in severe weather systems and more people traveling. Officials say more blood donations are critical as we approach what AAA calls the 100 deadliest days for auto accidents. If you're interested in making a blood donation, we'll have a link on our digital platforms.
Senator Tammy Baldwin is making a campaign stop in La Crosse to highlight her efforts to lower inhaler prices. Baldwin joined health officials at the Gunderson Medical Foundation today. After Baldwin and other lawmakers launched an investigation into major inhaler producers, several of those companies voluntarily agreed to cap out-of-pocket inhaler costs to $35 a month. One pediatrician who joined Baldwin today says those reduced prices will solve a problem he's been noticing with patients.
We would prescribe some medicine and find out later that they could not afford it, so therefore they either didn't pick up the prescription or they would ration the amount of medicine, or they couldn't send it to school or to their sporting event because of the cost of the inhaler.
Baldwin says those efforts in Congress are about increasing transparency in healthcare. She now says it's important to make sure the 3 companies actually follow through on their promise.
UWL is hosting the high school state track and field championships this weekend. Now, while it's an exciting time for La Crosse, the influx of traffic to the area is causing some safety concerns. Sergeant Brooke Pataska of the LCPD is advising people to be more aware of their surroundings. She says construction on Rose Street and Copeland Avenue could slow down traffic, making it more prone for accidents.
So there might be some traffic backed up, but just be aware of if things are changing, if lanes are changing. Yeah, be cognizant of those changes.
With the recent increase in car break-ins, Pawhuska also advises everyone to lock their vehicles and keep valuable items out of sight.
La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds toured the city's new and planned bicycle infrastructure this morning on 2 wheels. This Ride with the Mayor voyage is a chance for elected officials to experience riding in La Crosse firsthand. Members also joined the ride and shared their thoughts on what's needed to improve the city's bikeability.
Found guilty.
A jury has found former President Donald Trump guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. The latest from New York when we come back.
Every week it costs more to feed my family. Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
You're young, but your bathroom is old. I get it. I visit my kids, grandkids, my precious great-grandkids. Doesn't fit their lifestyle. Not safe. Old and ugly. You'll be amazed at the transformation you can make in just a few days. New tub and shower with all new fixtures, new toilet, new sink and vanity, new flooring, at an investment much less than you might think. Call the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate on your new bathroom.
Get an 11% rebate on your next project right now at Menards. From lawnmowers and leaf blowers to string trimmers and hand tools, Masterforce has all of the equipment you need for your next landscape project. Easily transport mulch, soil, stone, and other materials with the Masterforce heavy-duty steel wheelbarrow. Maneuver over all terrains with a flat-free tire that never needs air. Right now it's $114.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
We return now to a historic moment in American history today. 7 men and 5 women on the jury in the Manhattan criminal trial of Donald Trump deliberated less than 12 hours over 2 days before they found the former president guilty on all 34 counts.
Trump stood accused of falsifying records during his presidential run in 2016 to cover up an alleged sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels. CBS News correspondent Michael George has more from the courthouse.
Moments after his historic conviction, former President Donald Trump denounced the verdict, finding him guilty of all 34 counts in connection with a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man.
The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
People gathered here outside the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse expressed their opinions about this history-making verdict.
And just to see that, a president can be found guilty, a president can be held accountable, I think is an incredible show of democracy.
This is political prosecution, and there's absolutely nothing behind this case. And I hope they appeal it.
During the trial, Trump's former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, helped prosecutors draw a link between Trump and charges he falsified business records to disguise reimbursements for a $130,000 payment. Prosecutors argued that was to buy Daniels silence about an alleged 2006 sexual encounter with Trump. Trump denies the encounter ever took place. In closing arguments, Trump's lead attorney called Cohen the MVP of liars.
They knew that they didn't always have perfect evidence, but every moment they tried to say, we're backing it up. You don't just have to believe Michael Cohen. Look at what everybody else is telling you as well.
The judge set Trump's sentencing for July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Former President Trump faces up to 4 years in prison, but could be given probation with no prison time.
It's believed that Trump cannot legally pardon himself if he is elected president in November.
Going solar.
A local library is going green thanks to some generous donations.
And yeah, we're going to have some isolated showers and thunderstorms for some tomorrow. I think the coverage increases Friday night for a lot more. We'll kind of time it out for you and show what to expect going into Saturday and Sunday. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
You may not know what to make of Eric Hovde, but if you're getting older or have a loved one who is, Eric Hovde has a plan for you. Eric Hovde thinks people living in nursing homes should not have the right to vote. That's right.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Stripping seniors of the right to vote? Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Now get your favorite Ford SUV with financing as low as 1.9% for 66 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Time is running out on the Memorial Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's the final weekend of the area's biggest furniture sale. You'll find incredible savings from the biggest names like Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, Stressless, and Daniels Amish. Only at Drury's will you find store-wide sale prices, special 24-month financing, and even free gas. Store-wide savings you don't want to miss. But you'll have to hurry. It's the final weekend of the Memorial Day sale. It all ends Monday at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in That Thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Bangor Library is getting a new cost-effective and environmentally friendly energy source, and it won't cost Bangor residents a dime.
In January, the Hammond Climate Solutions Foundation approached the Bangor Library about going solar. After a bad storm damaged the old roof, it presented the perfect opportunity for a change.
Bangor librarian Sherry Axelson presented the idea to the village board, who unanimously approved the project this month.
If the sun can heat us and cool us and turn our lights on, and it doesn't cost us anything, it makes a lot of sense to me.
Now, the project will be completely funded through a grant, a federal tax credit, as well as 2 anonymous donors. That means community members won't see any higher taxes.
There is one snag to the project, though. The organization providing the grant is currently out of grant money. The project is on hold until that group can fulfill their grant promise.
And no word on how long that'll take, but it's something we'll continue to monitor for sure.
Absolutely.
And something we also have to monitor, what the conditions will be like for the WIAA State Track Championships this weekend, Friday, Saturday. Let's get all the details from Greg.
Yeah, and actually, overall, it's not going to be a washout, but we will have to battle maybe a shower tomorrow and then maybe some showers Saturday morning. But definitely it's not going to be what it would be expected if you go further north and west. That's the good news. And I'll kind of explain that too. But for the morning commute, I think most areas will be dry. Maybe a few sprinkles up towards Eau Claire westward. Some rain on Friday for some, but a lot of areas will probably remain dry. It looking more likely that widespread showers will come on in effect as we go towards Friday night. To kind of show you what I'm explaining, overall this frontal boundary that's to the west is really going to stall out eventually, and then kind of, unless it's going to be north-south, it's going to be more east-west across about I-94 as we get towards the afternoon. But you can see a few showers here at 7 a.m. We might see a few sprinkles going towards Winona up to the north. Otherwise, a lot of that little activity may clip here in La Crosse around 10 to noon, but it'll be hit and miss, maybe a sprinkle or two. It's in the afternoon hours that line redevelops here with some showers and storms, and they get fairly close to La Crosse, maybe around 2 to 3 activity's a little bit higher to the north. Overall, that continues through the evening commute. As we get towards 5 p.m., it's really this boundary that sits right there, and that's the focus of more showers and thunderstorms. So Eau Claire will have it, but further south as you go, it's going to be less cloud cover and drier conditions throughout most of the day. It's as we get towards the evening, you'll start seeing this line begin to expand a little bit and eventually start pushing the way further to the east. By 9 p.m., 10 p.m., really up to all the way up to Ladysmith, that's really where the line will sit towards Preston, of where you'll see showers and thunderstorms to the west of that, to the east of that. Really dry conditions yet till Friday evening. It's going to be overnight Friday. Eventually this line does come through, but it's going to be fairly weak as it does. You can barely see it coming through. We'll still see some showers Saturday morning. Then we'll have a break, some sun coming out, and we might see a little bit of redevelopment along this front that comes through. Very spotty showers. Most areas going, especially further north, will not see any precipitation for Saturday afternoon. And even if you get some Saturday afternoon, very light amounts. That comes through. We'll probably see drier conditions going into Saturday night into Sunday. And overall, Sunday looks good, but we are going to see some more thunderstorms maybe late afternoon or evening. We got a second system coming that's a lot stronger than the ones that have. Rainfall amounts, this is one area you can see generally potentially like 1 to 2 in some areas because that frontal boundary stalls. Further south, maybe a 10 to the quarter. Now, if that boundary kind of sits further north, which there is potential, it may not sag this further south, then you can push that line further northwest of Eau Claire. So there's going to be some areas up there that are going to be a lot, but then it really drops off as you go further south to some places in southwest Wisconsin may not see much more than a 10th. So a lot to play out. But overall, I don't think Friday will be that terribly bad for most areas. For tonight, just cloud cover increasing, 50s, near 60, so definitely milder conditions. And then tomorrow, more showers as you go further north and west, but south and east of La Crosse, probably not going to see much in the way of showers. There's cloud cover. Temperatures getting up in the mid 70s, maybe even upper 70s further southwest. Overall, the rain chance does wrap up as we go into Saturday morning with a few showers or storms maybe in the afternoon. Sunday, overall, that chance is really late in the day or towards the evening. And then I think Sunday night into Monday is really the time that we're going to see widespread showers and thunderstorms. We'll have to keep an eye on the stronger severe potential there. You notice the humidity comes up a little bit, not quite too high, and then we dry out and cool off for the second half of the week.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, a busy day at American Family Field. The Brew Crew looking to wrap up their series against the Cubs with another win, and we got some sectional softball on the way. Kate's highlights are next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Tammy Baldwin is a hypocrite. During COVID, she told us to stay home, but used your money to fly to New York to live with her girlfriend at her lavish multi-million-dollar apartment. Baldwin pretends she's for Wisconsin, then jets off to Hollywood to raise money from celebrities. And Baldwin says she's cleaning up Congress, but hires lobbyists to her D.C. staff. Two-faced Tammy, a hypocrite we can't trust. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who work hard to get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love, like men's Carhartt Force Gear, 25% off, a 43-piece Milwaukee Impact socket set, $109.99. Plus, buy this Stanley toolbox for just $9.99 and fill it up with 25% off these Stanley hand tools.
Find value at Green's Farm and Fleet.
Hi, I'm Brody from Great River Harley-Davidson. The brand new 2024 models have arrived, and we could not be more excited to get you on yours. In addition to a bunch of cool new colors, our Street Glides and Road Glides are completely redesigned for 2024. The all-new Street Glide and Road Glide feature a brand new fairing design, LED lights, upgraded engine, and a brand new 9-inch touchscreen display, plus more. Stop by Great River Harley or come out to one of our events and experience the ride for yourself.
Reed and Chelsea along with you. All right, so we talked about this a little earlier. We got a new dishwasher, and it wasn't like, hey, we wanted to upgrade. No, our dishwasher 3 weeks ago took a you-know-what, and we have been without one for 3 weeks. We haven't talked about it. It's kind of just where we don't even talk about that much amongst each other because we don't want to acknowledge the situation we're in.
Miserable.
And I'll tell you, like, I realize there are people who washed dishes for, 12 kids back in the day and all that. That's great. Once you've had a dishwasher,
you can't
get
go
really
back.
soft.
covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
We're on to the sectional final game in the softball postseason, and the Hillsboro Tigers were looking to punch their ticket to state for the first time in school history. No easy task, however. When you make it this far, every game gets more difficult. New Lisbon, the site for this section final. The Assumption Royals, the top seed Hillsboro, looking to play spoiler, but the Royals were hitting early and often. Runner on third, pop fly to right field. That's good for a sac fly. Assumption in front. Third inning. Macy Volert for Assumption steps up and crushes this pitch over the left field fence for a huge home run, and they weren't done. Later, Ariana Kavanaugh up to bat. She gets a hold of this one deep to center field. It's another home run as Hillsboro's run falls one game away from state. Assumption moving on 10-0. We've got Cardinal on Cardinal action as Bangor look to remain undefeated, hosting Aleva Strum. Chase Horseman on the mound for Bangor. He's been solid all year, picking up a strikeout to start the game, but Aleva Strum came ready to play. Tyler Webb on the mound for them, and he was lights out, keeping the Bangor bats quiet. They would string together a few hits and a few runs as Aleva Strum hands Bangor their first loss of the season in the playoffs, 3-2. Wow. All right, all eyes were in Milwaukee this afternoon. The Brewers looking to take the series over the Cubs. The Milwaukee offense exploded last night, tallying 10 hits and 10 runs, and a win today. The Brewers would take a 5-game lead heading into the weekend. Let's go to American Family Field. Beautiful day for a ball game, and it wouldn't take long to see some action. First inning, Cody Bellinger going to take Colin Ray deep, a solo shot. Cubs jump out in front. Second inning, we're tied at 1, and with a runner on, Joey Ortiz lines one past the glove of the third baseman, and it's trouble. Freelick trying to score from first. The throw in, not in time. The Brewers take the lead. One more look, just barely gets that hand in there. Next batter, Blake Perkins lines one right back up the middle. Ortiz scores from second. Brewers go up 2, but in the 7th, Seiya Suzuki going to come up to the plate, and he's going to tie this game up with one swing of the bat. With a man on, Suzuki sends one over the left field wall for a 2-run shot. We're tied at 3. The teams would trade runs, and then in the 8th, Gary Sanchez. He gets a hold of one deep to center field, and it's gone. A 2-run shot for Sanchez. Brewers lead 6-4. Peguero in to close it out. Ground ball to third. The throw in time. Ball game. Brewers with a big series win over Chicago. The Twins also with a big series win over the Royals. They close it out this afternoon, a 7-6 win. They trail the Guardians by 6 games for the top of the division. And then a little bit ago, the Loggers, they walked it off at Copeland Park, down 1 going into the bottom of the 9th, but in steps P.J. Hamilton, a pinch hit 2-run RBI double to win the game. Loggers back at home tomorrow. And then no highlights for this one. The Dallas Mavericks came out tonight and handed it to the Timberwolves from the very jump. Luka Doncic finished with 36 points and 10 rebounds and dominated from the jump. Timberwolves season comes to an end as Dallas will face the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals starting June 6th. And it feels like Christmas Eve because tomorrow state track gets underway, and I am excited. A lot of great athletes in our area trying to close out the season on that podium. A lot of the finals will be on Saturday, but there are a bunch of finals right out of the gate, including the boys 4x800 in Division I, and the Onalaska squad is looking to put on a show in the very first race of the championships. Maybe a little record being broken. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to find out. I mean, there's so many athletes I've got to get to this weekend. I've got to see hopefully some golds, a lot of silvers, probably a lot of bronzes as well.
Yeah, a lot of chances for podium this year.
I know, Ken, you're going to miss out your 2nd year in a row not doing state track. I know you miss it a lot. I know you want to come back and help, but we miss you too. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'm with the athletes in spirit.
All right, we'll be right back.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today. I'm getting vaccinated with Pfizer's pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
Come on. I already got a pneumonia vaccine, but I'm asking about the added protection of Prevnar 20.
If you're 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 20 is approved in adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects were pain and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, fatigue, headache, and joint pain.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
I don't want to risk ending up in the hospital with pneumococcal pneumonia.
That's why I chose Prevnar 20.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist about the Pfizer vaccine for pneumococcal pneumonia.
Wow, forest berry fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
Enjoy time with your family by financing your adventurous side with Union State Bank. Whether you are looking to finance your dream home, boat, snowmobile, UTV, vehicle, or camper, we can make your dreams become a reality. Contact one of our lenders in West Salem or Black River Falls for all your loan financing needs. Make life even more enjoyable by banking with Union State Bank. Union State Bank, where customers and community come first. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The world's largest Stegosaurus skeleton is going up for auction.
And it comes with a bone-chilling price.
Oh no. The auction website selling the fossil says it's estimated to fetch up to $6 million. The dinosaur, named Apex, is estimated to be up to 161 million years old.
It's about 11 feet tall, 27 feet long, and 6 feet wide. That's about 30% larger than the other most notable Stegosaurus, Sophie, which is on display at London's Natural History Museum.
I'm not familiar with Sophie,
No.
but Apex was discovered near the town of, get this, Dinosaur, Colorado back in 2022. Serendipitous, I suppose. The auction, though, set to take place July 17th in New York. And of course, you'll need a lot of space if you're going to be coming home with that Stegosaurus skeleton.
I know, where would you put it? I guess you could put it in your backyard, like as a fun feature.
Just rich enough to have your own museum off to the side, with that being the only thing.
You could have it
Neither
for
of us can have
Halloween. No, not yet. And then for Christmas, put a Santa hat on it
There
or
you go.
something. All right. Greg will have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
During Home's Memorial Day sale, get an extra 10% off sale prices or no interest financing for 3 years. Plus, get hot buys like this 2-piece sectional for $9.99 or this queen bedroom suite for $7.59. The Memorial Day sale at Home Furniture. Plus, shop homefurniture.com every day.
Get an 11% rebate on your next project at Menards. Give any room a fresh look with durable Mohawk tile. Mohawk features over 350 ceramic, porcelain, mosaic, and glass tiles. Montrose porcelain tiles are just 99 cents each after rebate. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Save over $400 on this Whirlpool electric range after sale price and 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
At Taco John's, we've got beef with other places that start with frozen beef. That's why we start with only 100% American never frozen beef, simmered in our signature spice blend. Say no to thaw and yes to 100% American beef at Taco John's.
Just one kiss.
With Reynolds Wrap, cooking becomes so easy, you can feel like the chef of your kitchen. Easy prep, easy cook, easy clean. Reynolds Wrap.
Caring about someone all the time, even if you can't be with them all the time, that's modern caregiving. And that's Nomo. Nomo lets you check in, even when you can't check in person. Let's say it's your mom. Nomo's no-camera motion sensors check mom's normal motion in mom's home and sends all that to your Nomo app. Like what? Like mom getting out of bed, opening the fridge, her medicine cabinet. Nomo checks. You check your Nomo app. Normal day? Good to know. Not normal. That's when you need to know. And with Nomo, you can alert emergency services fast. Maybe you can't be there, but you can still care. No more, worry less with Nomo. Nomo Smart Care. N-O-M-O Smart Care.
During the Memorial Day sale at Home Sleep Express, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Get no interest financing for 5 years, plus a $300 shopping card with free delivery and setup. The Tempur-Pedic Memorial Day sale, now at Home Sleep Express.
All right, there's your forecast for Friday. For the most part, La Crosse looks good. I think Eau Claire will be a different story. Saturday, it's more in the rain in the afternoon, maybe a storm in the afternoon too. But overall, it won't be a washout. Otherwise, the weekend, for the most part, a lot of dry areas and times for that. But definitely, I think Friday night will be the most rain that we got coming.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
We will see you tomorrow.